Hi everyone, I'm very happy to be here with you all today. As mentioned, I'm here to give a bit of an update about Silicon Zanzibar, also introduce for anyone who might not be familiar. Just to kick off though, a little bit about myself. So I'm the founder and CEO of Wasoko, which is a e-commerce company that works now across 5 different African countries. I'm originally from California myself, but have been living in Africa since 2016. Originally in Kenya, then moved actually over here to Zanzibar. However, unfortunately, most recently in Egypt, I must declare, as a result of our merger and expansion up to North Africa. Lakini nimefurahi sana kurudi nyumbani, so it's great to be with you all and give a bit of an update on some of the very exciting things that are happening here with Silicon Zanzibar, of which I'm still a very proud partner and champion of going forward. So taking a bit of a step back though, I want to just give everyone a bit of a background in terms of the state of technology across Africa. Some of you might have been following and been aware that technology is actually the fastest growing industry in Africa currently. We've seen annual investments grow from less than $500 million to over $5 billion per year in just 5 years. So over 10x growth. And we're seeing a variety of sectors attract this investment across financial technology, e-commerce, as well as green technology most recently. And really, this is happening because of a variety of different factors coming together, but definitely the government initiatives and the partnerships that are in place are playing a crucial role in fostering this. And so I think the big question for any technology movement ecosystem is, how do we maintain this momentum? And really, it comes down to 2 things. So one is, how do we ensure that more funding continues to come into the technology space in Africa? And how do we also ensure that we're bringing more talent to the space as well? So just to touch quickly on the funding, really this comes down to some basic things: ensuring the stability of the market, of the country that's being targeted. On the technology side, this model is built on a venture model that depends on very large, outsized success stories. And those are the companies that give you the 100x return. If you can invest in them early with $1,000, if they do well, you can get over $100,000 back. That's been the story of the companies that have really done well and defined their ecosystems. And the final component of this is really, how do we increase the interconnectivity between investors and founders for these companies as well? And that comes back to building out the right communities, the right kinds of environments that are bringing 2 different types of stakeholders together. On the tech talent side, this is a bit more unique. So I'm sure many of you are familiar and even engage yourselves in remote work. And really, this is the defining feature of a lot of technology talent and work as it's done from today. Really, most tech work can be done from almost anywhere, as long as you have an internet connection and a place to sit. And if you look at the major African tech companies today, really what you see is that pretty much all of them employ tech workers across multiple countries, both inside Africa and even outside. And so right now, these workers, they're paying their taxes, they're spending their money in the countries where they're based. But there's really not many unified or targeted policies to bring them together. And if you think about it, given these workers are already contributing to their economies, why is there not more targeted activity or targeted policies to bring them together in one place and really leverage the overarching benefits that could be received if they're brought together? And this, of course, is things like increased government revenues, increased local spending, driving other jobs and growth in the economy, increased knowledge sharing between these experienced workers and the local ecosystem, as well as greater integration into the global economy, which is ultimately what drives up local economic growth as well. And so all of these factors as a background in the African tech space is really what ultimately led to the Silicon Zanzibar initiative. And so this was launched back in August 2022 with the partnership and the support from Mheshimiwa Waziri, who is here with us today as well. And really the goal has been about, how do we create an open and enabling environment for tech companies and talent to thrive in Zanzibar. And the objectives from this, from the start, we set off three objectives, and this is what I want to give the update on. So the first was, how do we establish Zanzibar as that leading destination for tech talent in Africa? The second is, how do we provide technology learning and training opportunities, especially for the Zanzibari workforce? And the third is, how do we establish and relocate the tech companies themselves from across Africa and beyond to Zanzibar, so that we're creating those job opportunities for those graduates, for those workers as well. And so to start off on the first one, Zanzibar as a tech destination, this is really actually where I think we have seen a lot of growth and success, especially in the events, in the gatherings and the conferences that have happened. We have one going on here right now, Zanzalu, which I think has been quite successful in bringing together leading workers and digital nomads from all over the world to see what's happening here in Zanzibar, be part of the community, build connections with the local ecosystem as well. And as part of that, we even had Vitalik come down here a few weeks ago. Vitalik Buterin, of course, is the founder of Ethereum, and I believe the youngest self-made billionaire in the world. And so definitely when you see Zanzibar attracting those types of people coming to see what's going on, to be part of events and gatherings, I think that definitely speaks to the momentum of what's happening. There have also been other conferences as well. I believe last month, KUA Africa was one of the top tech gatherings and conferences that also happened in the region. And so definitely I think that Zanzibar is getting on the map in terms of being a prime destination for engaging in tech gatherings and bringing tech people together. On the talent development side, this is also where I'm extremely excited, and Curtis, of course, already spoke on this, but the reality of the Indian Institute of Technology, as well as the African School of Economics, setting up shop here in Zanzibar is really creating a cluster and an opportunity to bring world-class education and training to not just Zanzibaris, but the wider region, and really make Zanzibar the focal point for the top talent in Africa in the spaces of technology as well as economic development. And I really think that these institutes can be the anchors and can really drive a huge amount of innovation and ultimate economic activity and startups, which is exactly what we've seen with leading universities in other markets. There would not be a Silicon Valley without Stanford or UC Berkeley. You would not have the technology cluster in Boston without MIT and without Harvard. And really, I think the analogy and the potential that Curtis gave of these institutes being here in Zanzibar, as we fast forward ahead, a number of years or decades, can really be the same. And so on the talent development piece, I think we've absolutely achieved a huge milestone with bringing these institutes here into Zanzibar. And I'm really excited about what all the talent coming out of those are going to be building themselves over the years to come. I think the final goal, as mentioned, is ensuring that we establish and attract as many tech companies as possible to Zanzibar. And this is really where I think there's the most focus and room to grow. And so that have expressed interest in coming, setting up, being part of the tech ecosystem here. But once again, is this question as well as talking to other tech companies, is really looking at, can we simplify the business and corporation process, ideally such that it can become fully digital, ensuring that we increase the coverage
and reduce the cost of high-speed internet, opening more spaces where small companies can co-work and individuals can also grow and expand their work flexibly. And finally, streamlining the resident and long-stay visa processes so that tech workers, digital nomads, the talent that we want to attract to be building companies here is able to easily relocate and integrate into the Zanzibar ecosystem. So these are some of the things, the update that I wanted to share for those of you who are familiar.